Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had this one for a bit. I didn't want to rush and make a video, but I also don't really need 20 minutes to cover it, so here's a quick take that took a while to get to. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this great discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Alright, enough talk, let's get right into it.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer, a repeat customer of this brand, emphasizes that this particular wireless gaming mouse is the real deal, asserting that it performs every bit as well as boutique models costing significantly more. This client's previous experience with a smaller mouse from the same company was largely positive, but its shape never felt completely secure in their hand during intense gaming sessions. They couldn't quite pinpoint the problem until they saw this newer design, realizing that the old one was missing just a bit of shape and weight toward the back. Upon getting their hands on this unit, that theory was immediately validated. The shape of this mouse is described as phenomenal, providing a solid and controllable feel that our reviewer found to be a unique pleasure to use. The performance is just as impressive, delivering a rock-solid wireless connection with an optional high-performance dongle. Thorough testing revealed no jitter and consistent latency, even at a distance and with other wireless devices active nearby. The primary clicks have a satisfying, firm action, and the side buttons are well placed with confident tactile feedback. The only downside, which is a matter of personal preference, is the scroll wheel. Our reviewer found its action to be far too soft and light, causing them to constantly scroll past their intended selection when trying to switch weapons in a firefight. This single issue is what keeps this device from being their primary gaming mouse. However, for everything outside of gaming, such as work and browsing, it has become their daily driver. It's an outstanding product that this client highly recommends, cautioning that if you get a chance to feel the shape for yourself, you'll likely be convinced to buy it on the spot.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer had previously been using a larger wireless mouse from the same company for a couple of years. With hands slightly smaller than average, our reviewer found it challenging to consistently reach the side buttons on their old device and decided to try this more compact model for a better fit. Initially, this new gaming mouse felt great, but a serious issue emerged after a few months. This client started developing significant wrist and finger pain, similar to carpal tunnel syndrome. Confused by the sudden discomfort as their gaming habits had actually decreased, they decided to switch back to their old, larger peripheral as a test. Within a week, they noticed a significant sense of relief, confirming that the new, smaller device was the source of the problem. The core issue our reviewer realized was a mismatch in grip style. Their time with the previous model had unconsciously trained them to use a palm grip, where the entire hand rests on the device. This particular mouse, however, is not designed for that. Its shape, characterized by a hump positioned very far to the back, is explicitly built for a fingertip or claw grip. Forcing a palm grip on this small frame resulted in an unnatural and strained hand position, leading directly to the pain. Despite this negative personal experience, the reviewer still holds the manufacturer in high regard, praising the overall quality of their products. They note that the brand's peripherals are exceptionally well built, feeling lightweight yet solid with no creaks or flecks, and boast an incredible battery life. For the right user, this is an excellent piece of hardware. However, if you favor a palm grip, this is one to avoid. The company's larger, more ergonomic models would be a much better choice.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer was initially very skeptical, especially coming from a different well-known brand. Honestly, this wireless mouse had a rocky start. The first one I received was practically unusable right out of the box. It had some pretty serious issues, like double-clicking randomly, clicking even when I wasn't touching it, and the sensor would just stop tracking entirely at random. It was a mess. Despite all that, I really liked the feel of it when I first held it. The shape was just perfect for my hand, and the smoothness was noticeable right away. That's why I decided to give it another shot, so I ordered a second one, and I'm so glad I did. I figured since I had already had a similar double-clicking problem with another mouse, it was worth the risk. Now that I have a working unit, I think it's a great value. It glides super smoothly, even with the default skates. The buttons have a slightly different feel when pressed closer to the top, but it's not a big deal for me. It doesn't impact my gameplay at all. The mouse comes with its own software, but you can also adjust the DPI using a dedicated button, which is nice. The software is pretty clean and easy to use. I actually prefer it to some of the other gaming software I've tried. Motion sync seems to be working fine, and the software itself doesn't feel bloated or like it's going to bombard me with ads or slow down my computer. Overall, I'm really happy with this mouse. It has a small hump in the middle, which feels great for a claw or fingertip grip. The roundness and height of the hump isn't as pronounced as on other similar designs, which I appreciate. The coating does seem to show sweat a bit and might wear over time, but it's hard to say for sure yet. I had to dock a star due to the initial issues I had with the first broken mouse. I haven't had it long enough to properly test the battery life, but both mice came with a decent charge out of the box and seem to be holding up well during extended gaming.
That's all for today. If you like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments.